tall here, and on this one I'm tiny. Oopsies. A little bit. Now it's wonky. How did I get it? Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. Let's get over that. Let's see here. That's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm so excited. Okay. So, Aurelia, this is your stage. I don't know where you want to start. I don't know if you want to Quentin Tarantino this in parts and start from when you're 18 and then jump back when you're 6. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want. So, guys, we are going to let Aurelia tell her story. This is her story time in celebration of Pride Month. I guess I should have like a proper... Thank you for coming on the show, Aurelia. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us to tell your story and expressing yourself. Thank you so much. So with that being said, guys, we are going to be celebrating. It's a party. So I've got food. I've got lemonade drink. She's got some drink. We're just going to have fun, everybody. This is a fun experience. So.
Sexuality, and then it just kind of ventured into how I guess, saw that I was good and into women. I would say it probably had to start when I was 18.
Okay.
That's probably when I had my first real girlfriend also. And I come from like a very conservative.
Yes, I don't know you, right?
Very conservative family. I mean, it's not super conservative. The first we joke around and talk shit to each other, but I guess it's like a whole completely different ballgame of sexuality and stuff. But one of my sisters kind of had an idea, I guess, that I was lesbian or into women, I guess. And she just asked me, and kind of like made it so like it was like a safe space to kind of talk about it, because I don't know, just being a sister, I think she was just trying to just make it okay. When you come from like a super religious background, you don't talk about that stuff, like that's taboo, like that's sinning, that's all of that. And my mom love my mom to death. She's like really not as much as she was when I was younger, but she was really like religious, and I think we talked about this last time when she was about that, we women into a thing and all that. So she had approached me about it one day. I don't even remember where we were. I don't know if we were at a party or we were just hanging out, but she asked me, and I, being the scared person that I am, I was like, no, like
what are you talking about?
I don't know, because I don't know if I was scared or if I was just not ready to accept that. That's who I was. Like, this is who I am, and just it is what it is. Like, I'm the same person on the outside, on the inside, I just put it. So, she did ask me a couple of times just so that she would just, I guess, leave me alone. And then later on, when I turned 21, she had bought me a bottle. I mean, it was her. She gave it to me. And so.
I'm sorry, she bought you a what?
A bottle.
Okay. Yeah, for your 21st birthday.
So we come from Douglas, and Douglas is like a super small town, and you have like a border town against Mexico, and everybody knows everything between you. Like, I didn't want to be that kind of person. I didn't want to feed into that, like doing what everybody else was doing. So I waited until I was 21. Like, nobody ever believed me because now that I see how much but she gave me this bottle, and on my first birthday, I literally drank this whole bottle of Smirnoff apple. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't do vodka with that. And I remember taking a couple of shots. It was me, my cousin, and her. And my cousin knew about me because I told him. Because he was like one of my closest cousins. And then I guess I got too turned, and I don't remember that much.
I got this.
I don't know, like, so I was so confused because when I woke up the next day, I was getting hungover. And I didn't understand why she was so mad. I was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, why are you so mad? And she's like, I'm mad. She was like, why? She was like, because. I was like, why? Like, what happened? Like, we were chilling. Like, we were just having fun, having a good time. I was like, what happened? And that's when she told me that I had told her that I was, incriminated. And she's like, I was just for her, like, just feel comfortable for people to tell me when I first asked you. And I was trying to explain to her, like, no, it's not that I didn't want to tell you. It was just some simple thing that I had to make myself, like, realize that this is who I am.
Yeah.
And not just be like, oh, like, I like guys and good girls too. Because that's what I would tell myself to kind of,
Okay.
I guess, make myself feel like not an outcast. Because obviously I'm the only one in my, I'm not a lot of us in our family are. I mean, I don't think so.
So that's just statistically that's not right then. So I'm like, who's still hiding?
Yeah. So I was just kind of like, kind of linking that just to say that, but then after a while I started realizing, I'm not. And then I started thinking, well, I have nothing but sisters, and I have nothing but sisters, and there are girls in my family, so I started like contemplating as to why I was like this, And then I started thinking like, oh well, like maybe because I'm just around women all the time, and I don't really have relationships with them, aside from my side friendships. But
then your cousin was a guy that you felt comfortable telling. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after I told her, that's when I felt a little bit more okay, because at that time when I told her, I was going through a breakup with that girl that I had been dating when I was 18. So I was heartbroken. Oh. So I was drunk and heartbroken, and I told her all that stuff, and it was just a fucking mess. So I had to explain to her like why I was, I guess whatever. I don't even know what.
Why you drink yourself to oblivion?
Yeah. So.
Break up. That's why. Every single time.
But yeah, so she was upset with me for a little bit, and I understand. Like, I understood why, because she didn't want to it's okay to experiment and, like, to figure out what you like. And that's how my older sister is. And, well, she's pretty out there, so she's very open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Open-minded, and then at the same time, she likes to ask a lot of questions. So, like, that's sometimes I love her. Yeah.
Curious. But that's good because that's how we educate ourselves.
Yeah, and I realized that's how. At one point, I was like, why should I be more? But I know that she wants to understand, not just assume. Like it's happy. So I told her, and then my sister, she kind of helped me found my dad. Well, she did help me find my dad. Kind of like eased into like that whole explaining to him. And then, so by the time I got to actually tell him, like he was super chill about it. Which I thought that he was really chill about it anyway, because my dad's really chill about stuff like that, and I did a lot of like, I don't know, I feel like my dad's really one of the boys, to be honest. And so like he was okay. And the one that was most, I guess, mentally, I guess, like I had to prepare myself with my mom because she like I said, she's super people Catholic, man, women, and not you're sinner, and then I was telling me how she didn't understand, breakup, like she got a breakup, you don't have feelings, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand that until later, and then also when we were talking about it, how she thought about it scientifically, like you have to have, and that's another thing is like she was pressuring me to like, hey, there's this boy that is like, or there's this, like this, like the typical mom stuff. So, yeah, it was really kind of, it was tough at the beginning because I also, between telling my sister and my mom and my dad, I didn't tell my mom right away because I was scared, man. I was scared that I was going to get stoned because I'm a baby of family. Super clingy to like my mom and my dad, and super cheapy, and I was like, man, like if something happens and then what happens with my siblings, my truth, and then she disowns me. And then at the time, like I had my girlfriend at the time, like she was like open to her family knew about her family knew, like, and they were like super supportive. So for me to see that, it was like I was like, okay, like this is the possibility of what could be, like what I could have. And then at the same time, like I also feel like because I didn't, because her family knew and my family didn't, she felt like some type of way, like she would kind of feel like I had to go tell her, like I had to tell her, and I would be like, I understand that you want to be validated by me and my family and be seen as my other half, but at the same time, I was like, you need to understand that my family's different.
Yeah.
My family's different from yours. I was like, even though we're both come from a Hispanic background and culture and stuff like that, I was like, my mom was way more open than your mom is, and your mom knew this a long time since she was younger, and my mom never at one point in time about this. So like that was also in my relationship at that time was a battle. Like that was something that made her talk about a lot because she wanted me to just tell him. She wanted me to go tell my mom. And I understood that. Like I understood like the feelings.
Oh yeah, for sure, right? Yeah.
But she wasn't understanding the fact that
you weren't ready.
My bad. That and my bad was different than hers. So
yeah.
Thinking when we separate, on my own, I chose. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to just, buck up and just tell off like my mom. And I dated this girl for 6 years.
How many?
6 years. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Cousin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. I feel all her pain right now. 6 years of pain. Woo! She also stuck around though. I'd have dipped. I'd be like, you got a time frame? I'm gonna give you a time frame. My boyfriend already knows. I'm gonna give you a time frame. You get this shit done. Woo!
Yeah, it was about 6 years ago, and then we separated. And we were kind of like had a moment where we were together and then we separated. Like we had shit happen between us, and then we got
Wait. You were together with her for 6 years? Oh my God, my brain is still like, wow.
Yeah.
And your parents had no idea.
Well, my dad. Well, and my mom.
Okay.
I honestly feel like my mom because we lived together.
No, because she's Catholic. She's just thinking it's just your best friend. It's innocence. I can feel the innocence in your mom going, no, it's just her friend. No, they're just roommates. I can feel the innocence from your mom right now. Like, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Like, no. They're sleeping in the same bed. It's because they get cold. They snuggle. What's wrong with you? I can already hear your mom like making up the reasons why. So cute. So beautiful.
But yeah, it was like, I know. It was a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't blame her. That's what I'm saying. I don't blame her for her, feeling some kind of way, wanting to be validated.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Like, I do take 100% accountability for, not speaking my truth sooner than I should. And when we weren't together, we broke up. I just chose to. I guess I just got tired of hiding. I got tired of hiding. And, I just straight up. I told my mom, hey, I want to talk to you about something one day, and then I went over there and I explained it to her. And then my older sister, I met her at. It's so random. I met her at the dealership because she was taking her car to get fixed, and she's like, yeah, this is here, we'll talk. I was like, okay. So I talked to her at a fucking dealership about my sexuality, and she was all like, I expected her to react to because she had already talked to me kind of about it, like, it's okay to explore your sexuality, it's okay to figure out who you are. But I think it was my mom that was more. My mom, she told me okay, and then, like, her reaction was not bad. It was like, oh my God, yeah, like, something that I would expect.
Yeah.
Like, but then she still had questions after. So, like, she didn't feel comfortable asking some of these questions after.
Okay.
So then she asked all that.
Okay.
Explain them to her more. So, which I understand that she doesn't understand. She never. Well, now she understands more than before, but she was completely lost as far as how. And I don't know because I had this cousin who was married to this. She's not married to him, but on my mom's side, she married to this guy who used to tell her like, oh, like she's gay, and I know she's gay, and blah blah blah. And she would tell like my aunt, and my aunt would tell my mom, and then my mom would talk to me about it. And when I told my mom, I would be like, oh, mom, like just telling her this to see what she would say, and she would be like, yeah, like yeah, it doesn't matter, like it's okay, like she would tell me stuff like that. So I think that's kind of what helped me And then I was just like, I'm just gonna rip this fucking Band-Aid off, and I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah.
So when I did it, at the time I was still talking, not like with that girlfriend that I was with, but I told her that I just want to I did this, and she was so fucking mad. She was like, why didn't you do that when you were together?
6 years, babe. I'd have been pissed at you too.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't blame her for being so angry. I don't blame her for being like that or feeling some type of way, because that was my fault. Definitely 100% my fault for not speaking up sooner than I should have.
So going back here. So when you were 18, you had a girlfriend. So you already knew then. So then I'm going to ask, when do you feel like you really knew?
I think I really knew after that relationship. After my relationship that I had when I was 18, because that's when I started going to college, and I started living by myself, and I started hanging out with friends, hanging out with different groups of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a really good friend who was openly also gay, and her mom was completely okay with her. So like I think seeing that how it that environment is, and how she just really didn't care, like she was just herself. And I was thinking myself all the time, like here I am, hiding who I am.
Yeah.
When I can just be just like that, like super happy and enjoying myself, enjoying who I am, and accepting my truth, being into women. Like, not nothing against anybody who's like bisexual or just straight or into women or or into like trans women, trans men, anything like that. Like I also saw like a lot of that, like that being around people who were dressed up like men who dressed up like women that were friends of mine, and I was seeing their true authentic self. I think that's why I have such a high regard and a high respect for transgender men or women.
Yeah.
And drag queens. They hold a really special place in my heart, because they are 100% unapologetic for themselves. Like they don't
They're really the ones that are the, what's it called? Like the path setters, not the trend setters. So it's not like a trend. It's a like the path. They really are the path setters. I feel like there's a better word. But yeah, they're like setting they're setting a whole new road of expression, of self-expression, where it's just express yourself in whatever manner you want. I absolutely love the non-binary. I actually is like that's who I'm like on top, because there is no. So my littles they'll ask me like, "What are you, mommy?" And I'm like, "I'm a mommy." Like, so like, oh, like, that's what I am to you. That's all that you need to know. But the non-binary is like who's really setting the stage for everybody to be able to express themselves if they want to,
Yeah. And then I just kind of figured out, like being on this journey and this path, like everybody in their 20s is a little bit gay.
Oh yeah. Oh, like you have to. It's like was it Olga or was it Nayeli? Like be like curious, like experiment. Like how do you know if you don't like it? And like, you know what I mean? Like if you don't feel that want, then that's fine. You don't feel that curiosity, then that's fine. But I would go ahead and say that it's very natural. And when you look into the animal kingdom, it's very natural in the animal kingdom too. So like this is not this like wild thing that religion places such a just so much. I don't even know the word because it just.
It's like taboo.
It's yeah. Don't talk. Like don't talk about. But it's like this is actually very normal.
Yeah.
So then when you got into this relationship with whoever at 18, you didn't just get into a relationship with a girl unless you fell to this. So that's what I asked you. I asked you when you said 18, but you didn't. That's when you decided to have a girlfriend. So when did you really decide? When did, like, this girl had to have come up to you, or you come up to this girl, or you guys like, I'm not, if you don't want to talk about it, you do not have to, but like, how did that happen? Because that kind of helps people gauge like how it starts.
That relationship I had when I was 18, I was best friends with her. We were best friends.
Okay.
So we would hang out all the time. And at that time, I didn't have any sort of like romantic feelings.
Okay.
And it wasn't until she told me that she was having feelings for me.
Oh.
And while she was in a relationship with a man, and me being
But what did you feel? So what did you feel in that moment when she's like expressing like, hey, I think I'm having, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I was like an asshole because I told her, I was like, well, that's not right. Like, I told her that. And I was an asshole. And then, even though I was like, in the back of my head, I was thinking like, this, like, it was blowing my mind. So be able to express themselves like this to me, and I don't know if I was fucking scared or.
So your reaction was like, you're fucking crazy. That sucks for you. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, wait, I never saw you that way. Maybe there is something there. Wait, do I like you? Wait, what's going on? Is that what just happened? Am I a good psychic?
That's exactly how it happened, because I pushed her away and shut her out, and then I started really thinking like, maybe this is going on, and maybe I'm going to show her that I'm interested in her. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh yeah, especially with your best friend. Like me and my best friend, yeah. Seen each other in every way, been with each other, and like while going out and stuff. So it's like you're with your best friend. That's a whole different relation. Your best friend relationship, I think, is a whole different relationship where you almost press the boundaries with your best friend. And then especially like you said you weren't a drinker. I was. So I was a drinker that would push the boundaries. And I was like,
I didn't do that till like later, where when I was drink, I didn't care, like I was.
Once the alcohol came out, like,
so that was that. So yeah, but yeah, now that I think about it, it's
pretty wild ride.
Yeah.
So then. My question was, did you know when she asked the question? Or did you not know? You really, truly didn't know? Like, you...
I truly didn't know at the time. Like, I didn't put two together, right? My dumbass was just like, oh, okay.
And then, did you have boyfriends ever growing up or no?
Yeah.
And when you were with a man... we don't have to get into like the depths of that, but like, did you feel anything the way that?
No, it's completely different.
Okay.
So that's also how I feel like, because even after after that relationship that I had for 6 years, I kind of just did my own thing, and just being like hanging out with friends and stuff, and I hung out with one of my good friends that I had in high school, and we went to like Europe and all this stuff, and all the things that I wanted to do in my life, and I didn't realize this, but he had a crush on me, and so this is how I realized that I was not for the boys, this is for the girls, because
Just like nothing?
Yeah, I didn't feel like any sort of like chemistry or like
Connection.
silence, anything like no. Like it was kind of like almost like I was kissing just friends.
Like you're kissing your grandma on the cheek. Bye, grandma. Okay. And then
So yeah, I called those on that day, and I was in New York for that, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, so he's kissing, I feel like a weird, I was like locked in the bathroom.
in New York, locked in a bathroom. Wow, cousin.
I was having a moment. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is like, because I also was thinking, like, am I like doing this because I just went through a 6-year relationship with a breakup, and then this person's over here, like, you know, doing all like being super. And he's a really gentleman, like, really nice person. Like, he would cater to everything that I like. Like, I never had to ask him, like, oh, if you were some people just straight up just do it all. Like, typical, like something that every woman, I want that in a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he would feed my Disney addiction. Like nobody knows this, but I am obsessed with Disney, and I will sing like every fucking song that you can sing. He was like, that was like something that I was like, this is like. So I at one point when I was there and hanging out with him, then I started like questioning myself, like, yeah, bisexual.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
And then when he kissed me, I was like, no.
Like maybe I'm like no.
No. And I even had to have that conversation with him. I was like, look, you got out of the relationship. Yours is not as fresh as mine. Mine's fresh. I'm just women. I'm not as men. Like I all of that. So he took it better than I thought he would. I mean, I still talk to him every so often, but.
But I think it was almost a moment where it was really you telling you. Huh.
Yeah,
it was more you you sat him down because you want to be respectful. Like, hey, I see you putting in the time and energy. Sorry. But I feel like that was actually a moment for you to really be honest with yourself. Oh, wow. Cousin. So what age was that then?
I think I was, because when I got with my girlfriend, I was 6 years, I think I was like 26.
Okay. So then that was about 6 years in when you had already, that was you already recognizing that. Okay,
Yeah.
already recognizing.
When I got with that girlfriend that I was with for 6 years, I had already been in that environment.
Yeah.
Of, like, this is who I am.
The feminine, the more the feminine energy. So then when you the next time after that, when you were with a woman again, what is that connection like for you when you kiss a woman that you're attracted to versus the guy that there was like nothing, like in a sense, like what's the difference? If you could try to give people like the understanding. Again, this is like mainly, I would love for this video to reach the youth, right? The LGBTQ youth that is right where you are. Like, am I this? Am I this? No, maybe I'm bi. Maybe I'm nothing. Maybe I'm asexual. I hate everybody.
I think so. After that, I didn't get into relationships. After that, I was just more so like kind of living my single life because I didn't want to. In my formation or my path, I didn't want to like drag people along with me, and then then they think, oh, I'm into you, then I'm not into you. But the thing about me is, people tell me all the time, I'm super flirty.
Me too. Sawayo. Somos sawayos. We just smile and we're nice, and then we're touchy feely because our parents were touchy feely. So then people are like, you like me? No, this is who I am everywhere. Fuck you.
But after that, I didn't have any relationship. Like I was just kind of just living my life and hanging around with friends, going out, game dating, living with roomies in like an apartment, like just like that. Um, I had like people who were interested in me, and then they would get angry because I would go and hang out with other people, and then I would be like, why are you getting mad? Like it's okay, like nothing's happening, like we're just friends, like and then that's how I had that relationship with that girl that I was with for 6 years. So like I didn't even know her, and I was really good friends with her sister, and when I dated her, um, it was when I first met her, it was like a weird. It was really weird because I was going to her sister's apartment, and in that same moment that I went to her sister's apartment and I knocked, she opened the door, and I was standing there, and then I hugged her. I was like, "Hi," and then she goes, "Well, actually, we stared at each other. We were fucking. If people would have seen us from the outside, they would have been fucking after. But I used to tell them that. Like it felt like time stopped in that moment.
Ooh.
It was just like we were just like staring at each other. It was really fucking weird. And then I hugged her and I said hi. And she's like, "Oh, no, I'm not my sister." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know you're not your sister. I know who you are." And then after that, I found out that she was into women. But I was not trying to pursue her because that's the kind of person that I am. I'm not gonna be those lesbians where, oh, you're gay, oh, let's get together.
Okay. You feel like you don't like that.
I don't like that. I'm super respectful, and if you show me interest, then I'm gonna show you interest. But I'm not gonna be annoying to the point where you're just like, oh, you're too much right now, or like, it was just like that's kind of like, but I feel like also in the community, I feel like that's something that gets seen. You laugh because it's like so true. That we're just like, what is that term with like the lesbians? They have that U-Haul phase where they date each other for like, or have go on a date, 1 or 2 dates, and then all of a sudden they do like sex with each other, some shit like that.
No.
And that's what it's called.
Wait. What's the term called?
A U-Haul phase or something like that.
U-Haul phase. And then they move in together.
Yeah, like lesbians can't just go on dates. They can't just do normal stuff because they get attached to people. That's a thing.
Is it really a thing? This is true. But I mean, isn't that just like we just get attached naturally? Because like I got attached to my boyfriend, and I want him to move here. Like I want him to move in. I'm going to the U-Haul phase. Funny. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, so like I didn't want to be that person. Like I just wanted to just be like, me.
Okay.
And I think in that aspect of my life, at that point, I was still understanding who I was, and then I got into that, and then I got into a relationship with her, and then that's when I really understood like this, because I saw her family be so open and caring and the typical stuff that you would want if you're gay or lesbian or trans, anything like that. Like super supportive. I never got myself and make her feel some type of way because she was into women, or they had kids, so they never made her feel some type of way. Oh, like you can't be around my kids' children or anything like that. Her sisters. So it was like in fact, me and her raised one of her sisters. Not raised, but like we were around them a lot. When we were dating, she would travel a lot for work, so we would take care of it. And so it was never like, oh, you're gay, but you can't be around her.
Yeah.
You can't do this. So and then that's when we had all that. We had a relationship, and then I just and I didn't want to tell my mom. And that's the truth. That's the truth.
You truly, you were just scared. But at the same token, like the weight of what you were scared of is 100% valid, right? Getting kicked out, getting disowned, never talked to, like that is that happens. That happens, and it happens more than your story. So totally understandable that you were scared, because then you could have possibly felt like you were losing your entire family. And there are some cases where the parents will kick them out, so they become homeless like that, you know. So of course, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I understand that. I took too fucking long to just fucking fix something. You know, like I didn't think. I wasn't thinking of her feelings at the time. I was just thinking about me. You know, I was just thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like.
I don't know how you hid it for 6 years. Like, I don't know how you didn't like it never slipped. Like a kiss never slipped, a holding hand never slipped, a social media post never slipped. You guys spending the night together in bed. I'm 6 years. No wonder your sisters were like, yeah, we see it. And you're like, what are you guys talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so then Olga asked you when you already had a girlfriend, or you had already broken up with your girlfriend, or gotten broken up with. So then when you were, so you didn't know if you were a lesbian or gay or bi, and then you went into this relationship with this girl for 6 fucking years, Jesus Christ. And then in that time, at some point, you were like, I am. When did that happen? First kiss? Qué bueno. And then, what?
So, like, anytime, like, I had, after that, anytime I came across anybody who was, like, straight or didn't know if they were into women, and they felt some type of way about, you know, I don't want to say anything to anybody. I felt really, like, a very special, like, pull on my heart.
You could feel.
I understood that.
You feel.
I understood. So, like, if they just wanted to, like, oh, you secret it or whatever, I was just kind of, okay, like, you know, I did this for something sincere. So, at first, I was like, kicking myself fucking karma because I didn't even screw it up, you know what I'm saying? So, but then I was like, you know what? I understand that thought in your brain where you're just like, this is a phase, or maybe this is not what I'm into, or like, oh, I can't do this, I can't be this person, or no one's gonna understand me, accept me, they're gonna judge me. Like, I was that person at one point in time where I cared too much about what thought was.
Of course. Of course, we are programmed to care what society, what everybody else thinks of you. Don't care about what you think of you, because you don't matter. Think about everybody else.
In my life right now, obviously, I'm not saying that I just don't care about what anybody thinks. But there's a lot of people that, like, if somebody were to come and say, I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so whenever I think about something like that, that's when I would be like, okay, like, I get it. Like,
You're more compassionate and empathetic towards them, understanding.
Yeah. And then yeah, that's when I don't after the fact that I told my mom and I told my sister, and then I felt like I really felt like a weight was lifted off me. I was like, thank God, like I was literally going into this thinking like, you know, regardless of what they tell me, I'm just gonna tell them.
Yeah.
Because I need to tell them. I need to tell them for myself. I need to, you know, be true to who I am. And if they, you know, if they disown me, they disown me. If they love me, they love me. Like, I just was like, I'm tired of hiding, and I'm tired of not being able to just speak my truth. And I just did it.
Yeah.
You know, fuck it.
No, it's not. It's good. You've been doing good. I was just trying to find the hotline for have that ready. Little hearts. Little love emojis, yeah. But you don't know this is gonna go on the podcast, girl, and then this is gonna be shot out to the world. We're like, oh, it's just for us, and then in 5 years, watch, you're gonna have a following of people. I felt just like you. Your story helped me. I was right there. I didn't know. I thought I was bi too. So then that's another one I want to go back to. So did you really think you were bi, or was it another like almost like a lie to yourself, like, oh, I like them both?
I think it was. I think at the beginning, maybe I thought I was, but then after that, I feel like it was just a lie.
Just a lie.
Straight up a lie, because I just like any other fucking girl, like I had a big ass poster of Vin Diesel. Like I had like stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted maybe it was now that's crazy that but I think now that I think about that, there was something just trying to show my mom that I was.
Oh, isn't that's called something? That's called something. My girlfriend, I'm not gonna say her name, but my girlfriend, she was married to a Marine when we were in Cali together. And I found out they got divorced. It was horrible, horrific divorce. She ended up staying with me for a little while, then like moved back to where she's from. And I found out years later, she admitted to me that she was what's considered a beard. And I was like, what you mean, girl? She was a fake wife. He was gay the whole time and she knew, and they got a contract married for the military, but they had to uphold the marriage. So she was a fake wife. She was, but she wasn't. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, he was gay the whole time. I'm like, what? So it's almost like you upheld, like the posters was like your beard. Like, yeah. But then did you like them though? But did you like when you saw David Beckham? Was it like aesthetically pleasing? Like, he's attractive, or were you?
Like that's okay. For that, picture. For that, I'm not saying I don't find men attractive. The men are attractive, really attractive.
Yeah, of course, women are attractive. Yes.
I would not like sexually attractive.
Okay.
I could say like, oh my god, that is really handsome.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
But then the idea of like kissing or holding hands, you're like, nah, we're good. You stay over there.
I'm like, no, not interested.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine. He's a good-looking guy, and he used to stay with me when I was in an apartment with a couple friends, and he would stay and like sleep there with me and sleep in my bed, and so people would think like, oh, you're not really a lesbian, like he's sleeping in your bed, like, you know.
It was like a best friend though.
Yeah, he's like my best friend, and he's not ugly. He's a good-looking man, and I was like, no, I was like, it's not like that. But like, you know, like your friends, like, sure, whatever. I was like, no, it's really not. Like, so he is one of my good friends that I is attracted. He's a good-looking man, but I would never be like, hey, you know, I want to be in that way.
Yeah.
Like I even like one time he got really fucked up, he got drunk, and he like I was drunk, he was really fucked up, but like he kissed me and I kissed him, but it was nothing like, oh my god, I want to be with you.
It was like you're drunk and this is your friend. I've been there, done that. I was 16. Every girl in my theater can tell you a story. Yeah, that's bad. Don't drink at 16, people. I was highly depressed. I'm just gonna say that now. Anyways, cutting back. Been there, done that. Yeah, no, very normal. I think it's very normal. At least I think it's very normal to Like for me, it's like you can see beauty. You can see what beauty is in nature. You can see what beauty is in art. We are also arts, and like we are. So like I feel you on that. I think that women, men, trans, like they're all beautiful. Like there's so many beautiful people. So,
Yeah.
but the sexual attraction is really where it's they're not.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or the romance, wanting to find. So for you, are you somebody who wants to have the U-Haul life, or no? Are you happy, kind of just being single and like feeling everything out, or do you want that like partner that you're like? Do you want that?
So now that I'm on this like other journey in life, that I'm kind of this healing journey that I've been on, I've been, how we were talking about, like, or you even say this on your TikTok, you gotta make a checklist. You gotta what you want and what you don't want, and I also like listen to other videos on TikTok. There's like specific videos like one of my favorites. Aside from you,
You gotta say that. I paid her to say it.
like you talk about like and you talk about a lot of like self love and that's something that I feel like I never in this path of being gay, I never had that. Like I was always a people pleaser. So like I always wanted to make everybody happy. And even if it was at my expense.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand that until most recently, where I that same love that I pour into other people, whether it be friends, whether it be family, whether it be relationship, I have to do that to myself. So there is certain things that I don't call my checklist. I call it my blessing. Me and my friend have this like.
Oh, that's cool.
Have like a good thing. So
Yeah.
say, oh, is that part of the movie? So like I certain things that I not expect because I don't have expectations for people. It's have high standards.
That's good. That's good.
So and you can be this kind of person with me and then it's cool. Like if this you're doing all these things, but then if you don't get this, then I'm just like, oh, yes, I have feelings for you. Yes, I care about you, but you can't meet me halfway here. Then
yeah,
I can't meet you halfway. So
yeah,
it's that. I think it's that. That's not that. I'm not at that. I'm not going to go to the theater, but I'm interested in let's move in and let's. No, I've never been. And then also when I started seeing that, I was just like, this stigma, this stereotypical thing for lesbians. I was like, I don't want to be part of that. Like, I don't want to be part of, especially seen in that light where, gay people play it, lesbians play it. It's like,
do you think that's true, or do you think it's just people? People just play games. People are shit. It's not. I'm not saying it's shitty. People are just shitty.
I don't think it's gender.
Yeah.
Like where it's like specifically gay men.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a person.
Yeah.
Like because you can be gay and you can just fuck around with people's feelings.
Yeah.
Or you cannot be gay.
Do you feel you see it more though? Is that what you're kind of saying? Like it's almost like there's a spotlight on it in the LGBTQ community sometimes.
I feel like a lot of people. I think it's seen more in the LGBT community than it is in like heterosexual relationships or heterosexual men or women because that's normal. I feel like I think that's like a normal kind of thing, and I feel like when people think about gay people, they're just like, oh, all they want to do is just run around and just have multiple partners and just have love triangles and like that's another thing I don't.
Oh, poly.
Yeah, like I'm not interested in like, oh, you know this person, I'm gonna be this person. Like I don't like this.
Oh, not poly. Jump like wait, what? Just because people like I don't understand.
Like let's say if you were a woman and you were dating a girl and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and then you stop dating that person and then I'm like, oh well, I'm dating, I want to date right now. Like I don't
okay.
I don't like that connection.
Okay.
Like, I think it's not that it's weird. I don't want to say it's weird because that's not I don't like that, and I think it's just coming from me, but the mindset of coming from a small town where everybody hates everybody.
Yeah, and
then
yeah.
And I feel like when you're in the LGBT community, is regardless if you are in a romantic relationship, you'll know you're different no matter what. So like
they like gossip. They're like gossipers. I see. Everybody talks. Everybody talks.
So like let's say you were talking to let's say I was talking to some chick and then like that chick knew this chick and this chick knew my friend and my friend talked to this person about that. It doesn't like I just don't like that. I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
I know I do. It's the telephone game.
Like, I just want it to be like, and this is something that I even say to my friends, like, like I know you don't like this person, and I get why you don't like this person, but this person has never done anything bad to me, and if this person ever like disrespects me in that way, I'm gonna, I feel the same way you feel, but I'm not gonna judge this person based off of things that you told me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that's important though, because then you don't get tricked or,
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you were with your girlfriend, the original one, when you were 18, do you still have feelings for her? She was like your first love. Did you ever say that? I guess because 6 years, man. And I mean, if you don't want to say it, let me think of what I'm gonna say. Thank you guys, everybody who's watching, everybody who's hanging out. We're celebrating Aurelia's story. So thank you. And if you guys have questions, you're more than willing to put them in the chat. If they're respectful, we can answer them.
So, I don't have those feelings for her. I care about her. Like, obviously, every single woman as a person, like, I would never wish for anything bad upon her or anything like that. I actually ran into her here in Tucson. She's an IT nurse. So at the time, with my ex-girlfriend, her brother had a baby in the ICU, and so like we would go visit him, and we would go visit him. And this one time we went in there, and I was standing there with her. I felt like somebody like touched me, like with me, and like hey, and so like I turned around, and then I saw it was her. And I was like, oh shit, like like what's up? And so like I hugged her, and I was like, she's like, oh yeah, I've been taking care of, and I was like, I appreciate you being here, for everything that you guys do, taking care of him. He was really sick, so I will always have like love for her, and it's never going to be like, oh my god, I'm like in love with her. So.
Yeah, but so with the next girlfriend that you had, after you were fully in yourself, in your knowing of who you were, you had an experience with this girl where you said that you felt like time stopped.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Have you ever had that before in any of your life with any people?
I would say my last girlfriend, yes. Because the relationship on me and her started it was never like we never met each other face to face, but we knew of each other.
What?
Yeah.
Like how? Like social media?
So the way we got to meet each other, so she worked at Aurelia.
Okay.
So when I was not with my other girlfriend, I was dating years. I was like not. Like I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, no more. And she knew about me, so I went to talk to her about
okay.
all of my like relationships, like drama.
She knew everything about you already. She was probably falling in love with you. Olga's like literally making her fall in love with you.
I was like, I was really fucking negative, and I just didn't want to be around. I just felt sad. So one got really like stressed and be like, stop me, like I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna go over the door and I'm gonna, do it like pictures with you. So she didn't like me because I would make people that cry because she would be so stressed out. So yeah,
Oh my god.
So when I think that she like here, it was not like on a like it was just like a friendly kind of relationship. It was like, oh, cool, you're my sister, you are like cool, like I have like platonic relationship with you. Like we would literally play pool. I played pool all day on the boat and inside. And I never talked to her on the boat. I never FaceTimed her. I never was like, hey, listen out. It was just like a really like solid voice, kind of like a pen. It was like a pen pal.
Pen pal. That's a good one.
Every fucking day, and you have this relationship, like you know who they are, you know what they look like. But you're getting to know somebody without having that face up. You can't be like, oh, well, I like her. She's cute. Like I literally got to know her based on her personality. So it was nothing like I'm being fucking conceited and I only want to date certain people because they look a certain way or and then on top of that she at one point actually she was interested in men. So I was like kind of like I'm not gonna be with like straight women.
You seem like you're very much like I picture you. I'm like picturing you right now at like a club or a bar. And I picture you being the kind of person that sits and waits for people to come talk to you. You're not the kind of like you're not the kind of lesbian that's like going like, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you okay? You're like you're just like, you'll come to me. I get boss vibes from you. Very, very boss vibes from you. I love it. So then did you know what she looked like or no? You didn't even know what she looked like. You were just talking to her. Oh. Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, I know what she looks like in person or like no. And then I didn't also like, oh, I want to fucking tell you, like, oh, this is who she is. Or the way I started that conversation, I was playing on the pool, and then she goes, I kept taking her ass, and she goes, here, I'm gonna let you play with one of my coworkers, and she's really good, and you can play with her, and she can do your challenge. So I was like, cool. And so that's how like our relationship started was because we literally started playing over pool and joking and cracking jokes. Like the first thing I told her was like, I'm really good at this game, so no llores if I beat you. That's the first thing I told her. So I mean that's so I that with my other relationship was kind of stopped. That was different because I feel like it was I've seen her and it was kind of like I don't know, this is how we have to do when you go into a spot and then everything just looks like it's just like a tiny like where it's stopped. Well, this is fucking weird. So and then I didn't think anything of it until later. And then when we started having a relationship, that's when I moved out there. Like, I told her I was like I don't know if you felt this, but I felt this when I first met you because it was I felt like I was standing there for a hot minute.
Just like staring at her?
Yeah, that's why I said it was probably if people were behind me, they would have been standing behind me or people were standing behind her, they would have been like, what the fuck is happening? Because it would have looked so awkward. So that I feel like that was a different that happened to me because I was in a different part and point in my life. And then when I had that with what he said, it was also a very different part of my life too. So it was like and well, I wasn't like the very end, but I was already broken up with my other girlfriend for I think it was like 8 months or so. And so that I feel like why I had this attraction with what he said is because I fell in love with her personality and being the person.
Yes.
And then when I got to meet her, it was a whole different thing. Like then it was like, oh my god. Like when I first heard her voice, I was like, oh my god. I got so nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, her voice she sounds so cute on the phone. I never thought like that in the like, why would she call me to be like, hey, can you open the door? Instead of calling one guy, she called me. So I was like, okay. And then when she got there, I was so fucking awkward. That's probably not fucking shit on it. But I didn't hug her. I went to shake her.
You don't like strike me as somebody who shakes hands at all.
No,
At all.
it was just so fucking, I don't know, I felt so fucking.
Hello, nice to meet you.
And then she got so fucking mad when I did that. She's like, I thought you had shaken my hand. She's like, dude, I was waiting for you, like. She's like, why are you not shaking? Why are you shaking my hand? Like, why are you shaking here? And in my mind, I was like, well, I still want to be, because we've never.
You're like, I'm not being weird. What are you talking about? My name is Aurelia. What's going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
I.
So that was that. So that was the whole. I feel like that was. This one was more of like a deeper connection because it was more of like I found out what the personality is.
Mm-hmm.
And her looks. I've never been a look.
But you knew what she looked like. So you're saying you did know what she looked like, but you had never seen her in person. Okay. Okay.
I never talked to her on the phone. I never.
It was all just through Olga, and then one day she called you because she was coming over, and you heard her voice and you saw her, and you were just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, my mind was blown. So, yeah.
That's nice. So then in comparison to when you were younger and you had dated guys, what would you say is the difference between relationships like when you were with a guy in comparison to when you were with women?
I feel like, and I'm not trying to talk shit on men or anything, because I know there's good men out there who actually, you know, very few, far in between, have like fucking emotions, you know? So, like, I feel like with women, and this is just me, I'm fucking biased, but I feel like women actually know like what emotionally what you need.
Yeah.
As far as like, you know, being taken care of, like being thoughtful, being like being like in any sort of that capacity. I feel like guys, there are some guys that are like that one guy that I just was like really good friends with him. He's like that. Like he will go out of his way to make his fiance now. Like priority. I feel like women think, from what I've seen and from what I've experienced, my connections with women are way more emotional and I would say more mentally stimulating than. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. I was talking about my gay journey, my gay coming out party. That's what it is.
It's a celebration. It's a party. Oh, we haven't taken shots yet. I mean, I don't have much. I gotta get my lemonade. Let me go get my lemonade. Pause on that. I know what you're saying. I know you're hitting right on it. Let me get a drink.
That's what we're talking about. My coming out party, my experience, my life experience. I think you had your stuff ready.
Okay, so yes, you were saying about the differences.
Oh, so I feel more emotionally connected in that way with women than I do with men. I feel like with men, when I dated them, it was more physical. I didn't have a lot of there's certain men who like have emotional connections with certain with their relationship and mental connection. And this is gonna sound fucking weird and maybe something somewhere, but I'm a sexual person, but I am not like I would rather prefer an emotional mental connection with somebody than it just being all the way sexual. Like that is something that I satisfy to me.
Yes.
Somebody to understand
Yes.
me and vibe with me in that way, then it all be physical.
Yeah.
And I feel like the relationship that I had with men, they were all physical.
Yeah. Yeah, with women, we have the nurturing aspect. We just have that, I would say, naturally. Most of us have that. There are men who have that, and then there are women who don't have that. So, like, of course, guys, there's exceptions to the rules. We're just kind of saying more of the majority here, the average here. But I would agree, most men are not emotionally available. Most men are not nurturers, so they don't know how to take care of people's needs. They don't even know that you have needs. Kind of like what? That's what I would say with that. And with women in particular, we know psychologically now, like we have done enough psychological studies that women have actually get turned on here sexually. So any man that thinks that he's touching you to turn you on is doing it ass backwards. The way that a man's supposed to turn you on is emotionally and mentally. That's how we get turned on, is actually by our brains. And then, everything, all the channels open up. And if we don't get mentally stimulated and emotionally stimulated, then we won't have waterworks. And then what do we have in our day and age so much is like, oh, lubrication and this and that, when it's like, no, you literally don't need lubrication if you were to just be turned on emotionally and mentally. But we're telling women, I'm sorry, I just hopped on and really right here because it bothers me. But we tell women something's wrong with you, right? Oh, you're not making enough fluids. You're not moist enough. Something's wrong with you. When that's not the case. You need to be emotionally turned on. A woman that is emotionally turned on and mentally turned on will never have a problem. Never. I'm sorry. I'll get off my soapbox. but yeah, and that's why I really appreciate the long distance relationship I have with my boyfriend. It's 2 years now, and I'm ready for the physical part of it. But I do appreciate that we have built that friendship. I think that's really kind of like what you're going for. It's like you build the foundation of friendship, and then you can build upon that. But if you don't have that friendship there, then I don't think the relationship is going to be very good, because you got to start off as friends. So it almost sounds like you and Florecita started off as, or I called her that because that's her name, as friends, and then you built the relationship, and, whatever happened. But regardless, that's.
Yeah, that's also something I've never really had with anybody, because obviously everybody is face to face, like, oh, I need to hang out with you, I need to do, like, I never just had just that. Yeah, connection matters.
Exactly.
100%. So I felt like I had known her for longer than I had been talking to her, because of all the stuff we talked about. So I talked to her. I think we started talking maybe.
Well, she's here at least to correct you.
I want to say maybe October, November. And then physically saw her in January.
How cool. So for 2 months, roughly 3 months, right around there. It looks like Rippy says the woman's mind is a very important and interesting thing for a man to understand, but he has to want to understand it, of course. Or the cause is lost. Facts. Or the cause is lost. I mean, it's true, man.
I feel like that's not just women. I feel like even in relationships, that you don't have that interest to want to get to know that person and have that, that bond of I want to know you, what makes you tick, what makes you, what you don't like, what you like, stuff like that, like it's not even.
Yeah, then that's just the physical connection. I think that that's kind of what we are like. I think that's what we're pushed to as like in your youth. It's just not that we're pushed to that, but we're not kind of. I don't know. We're not like told like you should be building friendships and relationships and getting to know these individuals. It's like, oh, is that gonna be your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend now? It's like, okay, you know. And then once you start dating, and then once you're like old enough, oh, are you guys gonna get married? Like nobody's talking about like, do you guys have deep conversations and really get to know each other? Nobody asks that. It's when are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna get married? Like, so I think we all are just on the physical. It's the physical. You guys are together now. Oh, you should get married now. Oh, you should have kids now. It's like we don't ask. Are you actually happy? Is this an individual that you could see yourself with long term? Like, I don't know. We don't ask deep questions. We don't. No sé.
No, and then like now in this society, it's like
Oh God! And then this era,
games, 100% games, playing stupid games and subscribe and stuff.
no. Like when I met my boyfriend, I was like, I don't do that. Like I'm not in. I'm a mom. I got a business, trying to run a podcast. Like I don't got the time, the energy, or the want to do that. Like. That's you go somewhere else. You want that shit. I don't like it. Ain't me. I'm not the one. I'm not the fucking one. The physical part is great, but if you can't hold conversations with each other, then I mean that's true. You're just gonna have your recliner, and I'll have my recliner. We'll just sit and watch TV, and nobody talks. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, when we started talking, first the value of communication is highly important. Yeah, I see that too. It's true. It's true. It's very true. It's important.
I think people skip that nowadays when they go straight to the physical.
I think a lot of people, it's almost like we're pressured, and I don't know how. And then this is a great question. So this would be a great just talk. Like this would be a really great series if this is something that you wanted to do, cousin. Like a topic of conversation of almost like dissecting the differences. This was great. Difference with a cis, like not a cis, like a heterosexual to a lesbian relationship, because seeing the differences and the similarities, that would be really cool to kind of go into it. Really wanted to start our podcast this week, but so much happened. We both should start. Let's see. What are you guys gonna be doing, cousin?
We are gonna be doing so we like scary stuff. So we like talk about like scary stuff. Or we want to do like I was just telling her like we should do a thing where it's like you play games and then just like have to ask the questions. Like I don't know if you ever seen those games where they have like stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Or like reviews on video games.
That's fun.
Or, trying like different foods from like different places.
Yes.
Just blindly tasting these things. And so
I like that.
I thought it'd be funny because not a lot of people do that.
No, and that would be that. I think that people would like that, especially like the Jengas, everything. It's just whatever you guys would do, people would like. And there's not a lot of podcasts, so like what I'm learning is that this is like the one to tap into right now because they're exploding and there's not a lot of them. So this is the time. This is the time. Going back to I was going to ask you, what would you say you felt the difference with the relationships when you were with a man to when you were with a woman? So when you were with a man, you kind of feel like it was just more physical, like they didn't try to like get to know you. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like a female wants to get to know you and the male is like wants to get to first base? Is that kind of like where you're and this is generalized here, of course, guys.
That's exactly how I mean, maybe I didn't date enough guys to do that, but
well, I can tell you from my experience, that's about right.
But I mean, that's what I experienced. That's all they wanted, and that was it. Like they didn't care about. I mean, someone cared, but then like it wasn't very like black and white.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, for sure. Have a good day.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Let's see. My other question. Okay, so you thought that maybe you liked women because you were surrounded by women. Can we elaborate on that for anybody who feels that way? Maybe they're in a situation where the same thing, they're surrounded by all women or all men, and they're like kind of questioning, like, oh, it must be just because that's what I see. Like, was that another thing you were just telling yourself to make yourself like, this is normal? Or what?
I think so also, but then also like my relationship with my dad wasn't that great. So like seeing my mom and dad fight constantly, I also would see the way my mom was with him and the way he was with her, and so then I was like, I never wanted that, not even in a same sex relationship where no,
Yeah.
none to that. So the way I tell people is like I don't have as far as like a person that I'd be attracted to, I don't have a type. I'm attracted to like I guess I can say I do have a type because I'm attracted to like more feminine women. Like everybody to each their own. Like you have your stud, your dyke, your transload, or anything like that. But I feel like this is like me just speaking on myself. If you're gonna be attracted to women, you're gonna be attracted to the fucking beauty of the woman. So the beauty of her face, the way she dresses, her personality.
The way she expresses, the way she expresses herself. Mm-hmm.
If I was into like, I feel like if I was into like men dressing women, like studs or guys, then me personally, I would just be a man. So, friends, to be honest, that's just me. Like I said, if that's just how I feel, I would prefer myself to be just with a man instead. Just because I feel like a lot of, and this is just my experience, the way I've experienced things, a lot of straight women, because a lot of people ask me, like, why are all these people baggy looking girls or studs or something? And I never really put two together because I was like, you know what? I feel like it's easier for society to accept the fact that you're gay and they don't know you're gay. But you're walking around with a girl that looks like a man. It's more understandable and people don't judge you for it. Versus you're walking around with a beautiful woman hand in hand, lipstick lesbian, and you're a lipstick lesbian. You're more likely to be judged in that sense in society and be the brother. It's like sexually, assaulted.
I was just gonna say that. That was actually what I was about to say next. Is I feel like those cases probably get assaulted more than the ones where it's somebody who maybe would be resembling a masculine energy. Yeah, I agree. Especially in like big cities like New York. New York is always one that people have to be very careful when they're going out in town. I have like a list of like the 10 places, 10 safest places for like trans people, and then a list of 10 worst places for trans, and it's like Florida and New York. Like, don't go to Florida, don't go to New York.
Yeah, so I mean, and I understand sometimes I feel also straight women who maybe they are really gay, but they don't know how to. Like I said, this is going back to like you're not being able to fully express who you are. They date a relationship with guys because, like I said, it's easier for them to understand that, like, and say like, oh, okay, like this is your type, you like men, this person looks like a man. So I mean, I've always thought that. Nothing against anybody who dates like that. I feel like they aren't at that point in their life where they're accepting the fact that they maybe aren't interested in women. That they have to kind of do what I do, so cover and like so I let's see, like I don't have that perspective of like the manly side of that because obviously I don't. That's another big thing about me. I don't ever want to be seen as a man. Like I don't want to be seen like a guy or a manly at all. That's like kind of like I realize that's a part of who I am. It's like a trigger, I guess,
Oh,
that I have. I
why?
don't like it when people think that I look manly because I pride myself to look pretty.
You are pretty.
Not, and sometimes, like when I had my undercut, I felt like anytime I wore a hat, I looked like a man, like I looked like a stud. And the way I dress, I'm super casual, so like shorts and a shirt and a hat.
I love how you dress. Yeah, I love it.
Like I'm gonna go out and we're gonna be like, look at that, fucking, guys. But that's also I feel like me mentally thinking like I'm gonna be judged.
Yeah.
Being who I am.
Yeah, and that's the part of the people pleaser in you that's still like, oh no, but I'm not. I've got a flower on my coat over here. Yeah. I personally love dressing like masculine sometimes. I actually really like it. When I had my undercut too, same thing. I actually felt so fucking powerful. So I really like it. Sometimes I'll feel more masculine some days and I'll want to wear more masculine clothes. And then some days I'll feel super girly and I want to wear a skirt and high heels and do my makeup. Like I kind of feel like we should be open to expressing all forms of how we want to. Like I love your style. I feel like your style is all over the place. We have like cool hats to jeans to sneakers to then you do have like your really pretty, girly stuff. I don't know. I love that. I love that it's all on the board because you're not just like, I don't know. I think about it and personally, since I have two littles and I let them be whoever they are, whatever they're going to be. But technically they are cis boys right now. And I think about when they have clothes and I'm like, I'm going to be able to steal you guys' clothes. Like, I'm excited. We can share hats and clothes because I like that shit. But I think it's almost the opposite of the idea. It's so funny. It's like the opposite of the idea of what you're talking about. For you don't want people to see you as that. It's so weird for me. I don't like saying dyke because it feels like it's like a bad word. So like doesn't feel right coming out of my mouth. Okay, so I don't want to say that. Somebody who wants to dress more masculine. So you don't like doing that because you don't want people to think you're masculine. As a single mom in a new city, I prefer to look more masculine because I feel like when I look masculine, when I'm like wearing my big shirts, my big oversized hoodie, my hat, my jeans, no makeup, I feel like people don't fuck with me. People don't want to talk to me. But when I'm all like this, people think that they can just like come and talk to me and like be close to my energy. But when I'm in like my masculine energy, I think it's a lot more of a fuck you energy and people don't approach me. And when I'm with my two kids, I really like, obviously my whole focus is protection and safety. And so I like that. I prefer to look more masculine when I'm like out with the kids because I feel like people don't fuck with me. It's almost like how we were talking about like the couples aspect of like when there's a masculine energy and a feminine, because it's true. People fuck with the feminines. And that's actually another thing that I love about the trans community is that the trans women are showcasing how much assaults and how much shit is actually happening to women that that men do, which is wild.
Yeah. I feel like no matter how I dress, it doesn't matter if I dress manly, if I dress like casual, if I dress silly, people want to be energy.
Oh yeah. You've got inviting energy. You're friendly. You've got good energy.
Yeah. So I think I'm too.
No, you're not. I got told I was too friendly too. It's some bullshit. It's just it's not that we're too friendly. It's there's too many assholes. Like we're normal friendly. We are kind people. We are people who were taught you give a little bit of respect and you're kind. So that's how we are. We give respect and we're kind. I feel like that's what like you're supposed to be. That's like the norm. But for some reason we don't live in that kind of society.
No.
So everyone's just assholes. Okay, so then let's see. So you thought because you were surrounded by women, you thought that maybe you might be, but was that you're thinking that was just another one? It was just another one.
I think it was another one because that's what I used to tell people. I was like, oh yeah, no fun. I was like, oh no. I think that was another thing that I was just myself like, oh, maybe I am into it because I'm surrounded I know, and I don't really know what it is because they're surrounded by a positive, masculine man, and I think that's, and then not being a really good positive masculine and feminine relationship.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, a lot of toxicity. I feel like we grew up with a lot of toxicity in our family. Yeah, not good to see as young child, because we're forming our own processes of what a relationship is, and if we see that, then we think that's normal too. Like, even if we say we don't want that, suddenly our brain goes, but this is normal. This is okay. It's okay. A little bit here and there. It's a little bit here and there is okay. A little bit.
yeah, and that's what I tell some of my friends who have kids, with people that can't stand her, I can't stand him, and I'm like, if you're not happy, I was like, don't stay, because you're gonna. I didn't stay for kids. I was like, because I was that kid. I was like, I know what that feels like to be on that end of seeing your parents fight and seeing your parents go through stuff, and all of that traumatized me growing up. So
oof, this is a whole nother podcast here. Gotta write that one down. Divorced parents. That really will. People go, but they're so small. They're gonna ask a couple of weeks and they'll be done. And all you have to say is that they're working or they're taking some time to get themselves. Like, those kids don't care. They're busy. Okay. The kids, yeah. I don't understand the people that stay in it for the kids, because it's not good for the kids to see. I can see why staying in it. There is one exclusion to this, one exception to the rule. And I actually saw some people talk about this in one of a TikTok that like blew up, went super viral, and all the comments on it was talking about some women will stay in relationships with horrible men because they don't want to separate the children, and they know that divorcing is going to cause separation and that they are, going to get half the time. So I think that there's like, it's so hard, man. It's so hard because like, as somebody who's divorced and as somebody who has to share custody, it's horrible. It's the most horrible thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I look back now and I go, if I would have just stuck it out, I would have had double the time that I have now with my kids. And I'm like, that's crazy wild to know that you could stay in a miserable relationship just to get more time with your kids. Like, so it's like, I think it's selfish from the parents' standpoint, but I understand it. So like, there was like women that were talking about like in their relationships, they were miserable. They knew they wanted to get out, but they refused to, because they knew that their time was going to get cut in half and that they wanted every second that they could, right? So it's like, it's such a double-edged sword. It's such a double-edged sword there. So like, I know what you're talking about. As the child, it's so hard. And for the child, you should leave. But as the parent that wants the time with the child, that's where it's like, it's selfish. It's so really the parents that get in those relationships and stay in those, that aren't actually trying to make it work, right? That are just staying in it just to not get divorced, not to split up, not to separate everything. Like the ones that know they shouldn't be in it, it's hard, man. Yeah, for sure. So I can only imagine how it was for your parents, but your parents were actually trying to make it work. Like your mom and dad were trying to make it work. They weren't like, we're just going to stay in it because we got kids. They were like actively in their own relationship trying to make it work. And obviously,
like they were actively and then not, and they actively and not.
So you're saying you didn't like that as a child? You like, was there one point where you wanted to be like, no, you're not welcome here anymore? I'm making the executive decision at 7.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard because when I was little, like I was 6, and when they weren't together, I would just see my mom and I was sleeping on the bed. So like when they would be actively trying to work it out.
Oh, you get kicked out of the bed. Oh, so you really felt it then.
Yeah, and he was right. He would be like, let's play the 64 game. I'd be like, and then I'd be like, okay, I'll sit in my bed. And then there was time to work, and there was time that I'd be like, no, it ain't working. So, like, of that, that pull away from my mom, and then having to, when they weren't working, having to be like, okay, I'm gonna go stay with my dad, Like, even though it was still a major, we were still a couple weeks down, but like still, I think it was more. I felt it more because I would stay with my mom. I would sleep with my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then you physically felt it because you would get kicked out.
Oh yeah, I get kicked out. I had the best people in my life, and I would get kicked out.
You'd have what?
I said I'd have the best people in my life with my mom, and I would get kicked out. And go sleep in my scary ass room.
Oh no! Dios mío. So then,
That's what I would go tell my mom to have nightmares. She's like, "What are you afraid?" I'm like,
go pray! Your dad's like, I'll buy you another 64. You're like, this isn't helping. Thank you, but it's not helping. So you think that because you saw that dynamic, you think that made you feel like that's what it would be like with men? Because I feel like we're like, obviously people say like we're born this way. So theoretically, if you're born, that's just who you are.
I think it's who I was, because I had any interest in Barbies or dolls or not saying that that's
yeah. But the feminine things you weren't necessarily very interested in. Yeah, and I feel like growing up, like you were a tomboy. You and Jennifer were two, like both of you guys were tomboys. Like that was like what you guys were known for. It was like,
yeah, like I like to be outside, ride my bike, play in the dirt, go catch bugs, like go to the car and have fun. One of my uncles made fun of me. He's like, I'm gonna go buy you a Barbie. I was just gonna go to Barbie away, So like I feel like I don't think that that's what made me. I feel like it's always been what I am.
Yeah.
Was. I just think that doing that dynamic also showed me a different, like, I guess, perspective of men, and then also when I did have women, that also showed me a different perspective of men too, where that could have been, my first woman, and I realized, like, oh, this is completely opposite. This is something that, like, I've never experienced before, like, all this love. And it's because I think it's also because I'm super, super affectionate.
Same.
I'm like a very, like,
I love love. Yep. Love.
So I can't have that. I cannot not have that. And then like have like, I don't know. I think it's just because that's the way my mom was with all of us. Like my dad was never affectionate, but like my mom was super like affectionate. Like even now, like hugs and so on, kisses and cuddles. So
your love language is touch then. Yep. That's probably your. Do you know the 5 love languages?
Yeah.
Your touch then.
And then I think the other one for me is
quality time.
Quality time.
I see.
Affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah. Like if somebody
Same.
comes up to me and
we're the same.
If somebody's like, I thought about you, here's this, or if I told them one time, like, I like this, and then they'll come to me like, I bought this shirt. It's like, oh my god, like, the world. Because I'm like, oh, you got it.
Yeah.
You got about me, and you didn't have to think about me, and that speaks volumes. So,
yeah.
Because I'm also like that. Like, I like to give love and affection, and I think it's gifts also, and to show you that I not obviously that's not my point of view. Like I feel sure that that's how I look, but like I like.
But no, it is one of them. Gift giving is one of them. I feel like you know what? We live in a 3D materialistic society. I think it's okay for us to like gifts. Like I didn't for a long time because I was told not to for a decade. And then I recognized my dad showed love that way because he lived in Douglas and we were in Havasu. So how was the way my dad could show love? Was calling us every day on the phone, talking, for 5-10 minutes just to see how we were doing and sending money because that's all he could do. So money, gifts, here, buy whatever you need, buy whatever you need. So I think that we like kind of stigmatize that no, we don't need gifts. No, fuck that. It's another language. I thought about you. I was here. I thought about you. Yeah, I spent money, but yeah. So I think that's cool. I love gifts. I love gifts now. But it's like, it's touch, it's quality time, it's words of affirmation, it's gifts, it's acts of service. So for me, acts of service, that one I could care less about. I don't give a fuck about acts of service. I want the touch, I want the quality time, I want words of affirmation, I want presents. That's what I want. Yeah, that's me all day long. That's cool. There's so much, cousin. We're so it's so wild because people don't know that we didn't talk for a long time. Like not anything bad, but just life. But we're so similar, cousin. Yeah, that blood's strong.
I'm like that too, man. I can't really get. Not that I get beautiful ones. I just feel that. That's the first thing that I feel. I'm like, oh.
Right? You feel like I owe you. How much was it?
Like it takes me a long time to feel like that. Like it was okay until somebody told me, one of my good friends told me, like, no, you should let them do that because that's good karma for them. That's their good karma. And
I never thought about that. I never thought about that. That's cool. That's cool.
So now,
yeah.
You want to buy me something?
Here's my P.O. box. Here's my Amazon wish list. I'll drop it in the comment. Here's my Cash App. $5-10. Get me a coffee. Get me a Starbucks.
I'm also like a very, 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 very like sentimental worker. So like
same.
Like it could just be like a piece of paper with a fucking note that you wrote. I will hold on to that.
You can have chicken grease on it. Half crumpled up. It's fine. We'll keep forever. Yes. Oh, cousin. Oh my God. Same. We're the same. We are the same. I love it. I love it. It's really hard for me to throw things away. I actually feel like sometimes that's part of my hoarder self, like the hoarder in me, because growing up kind of frugal, growing up kind of like not so, upper class. Like, I don't know. It's like save everything, hoard it. Oh.
Yeah. Like I have a good friend, my good friend's family. I think it was 2 or 3 Christmases ago. I really like Boba Fett from Star Wars. So she gave me this really cool it's like a Lego bus, like a just his helmet, but you have to put it together. I haven't even opened it.
Oh, but that's cool though. Yeah. I mean, that's collectors.
I don't want to open it because I'm just like, no, like I don't want to open it because like a piece was missing and then I'm going to be upset. So I'm going to get it's like to just stay.
Yeah. That's cool though because it can be a collector's item. You're like, but I'm never going to get rid of it.
I'm the same thing with I don't know if you know what Funko Pops are. They're like these little mini, like pop culture characters that they put in the boxes.
Okay, let me see.
I have a lot.
Let me see your collection. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Rippy.
Yeah.
Whoa, cousin! Woohoo! Damn, cousin!
It's just like things that people.
Oh, the Spider-Man's so badass. The spin.
Because they think about me as a gifted thing or like things that I've liked throughout my life.
Gosh, that's dope. that's so cool. Cousin, that's so cool. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's so cool. Wow, man.
It's a pretty bad one.
No, that's such a cool collection. That's such a cool collection. Oh, wow. Okay, I have seen those little guys. Yeah. I've never seen that many. Jesus Christ.
I have a friend who has a lot way.
No.
I think the last time I checked it was like maybe 160.
Damn. That's awesome, dude.
I used to get the majority of them when I used to the big shop, so they were cheaper.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
But no, yeah, so around 50. Like, that Spider-Man one that you saw, I got that was a gift for.
That's cool. Oh, that's so cool.
Spider-Man, that's my boy, Spider-Man.
Yeah?
That's my favorite, yeah.
That's my favorite. Spider-Man was my favorite. Yeah, that's like, that's my favorite growing up. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How funny is that?
That's wild. That's wild. I would never know. Like, you'd never know. Like, for real, I've always loved Spider-Man. And actually, when my boyfriend and I started dating, he got me a magazine. And he buys me gifts, and which I'm not used to, right? But he bought me this magazine. I was like, oh, it's like all the Spider-Mans of time. And I'm like, yes, this is really fucking dope. So it has all the different Spider-Mans, and yeah. I really love like the originals and stuff, but I didn't like the actors. I just like the storyline, you know. It's the movies and shit. But I'd like to get the comic books and start collecting those, but I know those are pretty expensive. So yeah, I'm like, I'll just dream. But that's so cool that you have that collection. Have you done like inventory on all of those? Like, have a list of everything you have? It's a lot. We don't have to talk about it. It's good. Woo! No, that has to be more, cousin.
I haven't checked it yet, but the last time that I checked it, how much it was. Because some of those that I have on there, they're like cheap. So what that is like they're very, very little printed.
That means that they're gonna be a higher value, though. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So, the kids love Sonic, Rippy. The kids would love a Sonic the Hedgehog. Johnny would love a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book. He would love it. They're obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog right now. So, if you sent that over to Johnny. Wait, your mom adopted what? For real or no?
Yeah, she adopted.
I didn't know this.
These little boys that she was fostering for a little bit.
I have no idea.
Yeah. They're cute.
Oh.
She adopted them, and I think the oldest one was cute.
Oh, tiny.
And then the one, and then because there was 3 of them, but she could only see 2. So, and the second one was 10 months pregnant.
Oh, wow, tiny. Oh my God, she took babies. Woo.
Yeah.
Damn, whole nother life.
Wow. Boy.
Wow, your mom is literally having a whole nother life.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I would really love to adopt. I think that would be very cool. And I've heard about fostering to adopt.
Yeah, she fostered a couple of kids. They're really cute. Mostly little kids. And then she would do what was called respite, so she would like kind of where like if their foster parent like needed like a break or like a kind of like a vacation or sometimes like she would like take in that whatever foster child they had and take care of it for X amount of days. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, yep. I think I know what you're talking about. Wow. That's so interesting. So you have two little brothers, and how old are they?
10 and I think the other one is 9.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So this has been, but she's had them since they were 2. So she's already had them this whole time. Wow.
Okay.
Oh. How does that feel for you then? Do you feel a connection with them?
Yeah, they're really, really fun. They're really cool. I mean, I connect with them a lot with video games. So, like, when I would work at GameStop, they, like, Sonic and Mario and stuff. So, like, anytime I had, like, posters or stuff like that we were going to go, I would take it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, and then I would tell her, hey, like, I only like this stuff, like Pokemon or anything. Like, that's another thing. That's another thing we also kind of, like, bond on, like, Pokemon or Marvel characters. And they asked her questions, and she didn't know. I don't know. So she would call me and be like, hey, I have a question for you. This, or hey, what's the name of this girl? And blah, blah, blah. So I would go in and tell them, hey, this.
Oh my God.
I would tell her, like, all the time, like, hey, I have special Pokemon cards, or, like, Mario stuff, or games, come and I'll come help you, get this stuff. But, so yeah, like, it's been like a bonding experience for her. It's different because honestly I'm used to being around girls.
Yeah. This is oh my God, I'm feeling it, and it's so beautiful. Cousin, this is like your inner child healing, because you get to go back to play like how you wanted to, like, in a sense, like with no filter, because they're 2 little boys, so you're like, oh, I get to play games and cars and like, oh shit, I get to do this all over again, but like really. Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's also kind of something that I did when I was a co-teacher for a little bit for preschoolers.
No.
I also lived my like childhood. Like I would sit with them, I would eat with them, I would play with them outside, like.
You're probably so cool. They probably loved you. I remember doing that reading right before this year started, and I said, you got to get back with kids and animals. I remember feeling that in that reading, specifically kids and animals. So I think a part of you really loves working with kids.
Yeah, they're really fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think they bring out my inner child where I can be silly and I can play with them. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to be doing then. Oh my God, this is gonna be a 2-hour. Okay, we're gonna start to close it up. I did want, if you don't mind, I want, anything that you want to say, any ending, any ending statements you want to say. But I did also want to give you a moment before we ended to showcase your art and let people know that you are an artist. And if they ever wanted maybe a custom order from you, because your art is really amazing. So I would like a moment to showcase some of your art if you want. I really want to start promoting artists more and more on my socials. So
I don't have some of my art here. It's at work.
You don't have anything? A sketch pad? What about the shoes you're working on? No, the Vans? Nothing. Oh, you haven't started it. Okay. Good. I'm glad it's at work then, because you're getting those juices then. That makes me happy. Okay. Well, then I won't showcase you. That's cool.
As far as like saying something, I would say if you are like struggling to be your true self, or feel like nobody is gonna understand you, or just know that there's somebody out there just like you. Like, I didn't expect anything to be like that with me, like, I hope that this podcast, whoever's watching, that's struggling to be true to themselves. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Just stick to who you are, and I feel like the people who really matter and care about you are going to stick by you and love you no matter what. And if you guys want to ever talk to me about anything, DM me, I'll answer the questions you guys have, or friend request me, anything like that. I'm super open to talking about anything. That's some of the things that people do if they come to me and ask me questions about a lot of stuff, if they feel comfortable with me, which is, that's awesome. I'm happy that people do like that, and I would just like any understood. And everybody has somebody out there. Just have to make a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. And if your parents, for those of you who are out there that, maybe your story is going to be way different and maybe your family really doesn't understand, just please know that there are there are strangers that would love you to death. There are strangers that would take you into their family. Like, there are people all over social media. Social media really can be used for good. It could be used for connecting people who feel like they're alone, because you're really never alone. So I would encourage you guys to always look up communities and groups online if you are feeling like you need help coming out to your family, or if you have come out to your family and maybe they did not take you the way that they took Aurelia, which is what her worst fear was. So totally understandable that you guys feel that way, and I want to validate you guys for that. Also, statistically speaking, the highest rate of suicides in the United States is unfortunately our LGBTQ youth. So I do want to put the hotline. If anybody is feeling any sort of way, please know that you are loved, you matter, you are important, you deserve to be here. And that number is 1-866-488-7386. Again, 1-866-488-7386. There's 24/7 hotline. There's always somebody there to listen to you. You are valid in your feelings, and you are loved. Thank you, cousin. Thank you. That was such a beautiful story. And I know that we just we barely tapped into the waters of your story. I'm sure there's so much more. I'm sure you'd be like, oh, I remember this and this and this. So this could very well segment into a series, because we could go into just different aspects of, relationships and how they're similar, how they're not. And maybe we can also help to expand more masculines, maybe more real men can educate themselves on why are women, why are women more interested in women sometimes? Well, it's because they're nurturing. It's because they're caring. It's because they're affectionate. Okay, then maybe we need to teach this to our masculine energies. Maybe they don't understand it the way that we do, because we're goddess creatures from the heavens above. So, I understand. So yeah, I would love this, cousin. I had such a great time with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have so much mad respect and love for you. And yeah, if we were together, we'd be hugging. What, the ones where you shake and you don't let go and you're just like, nobody lets go. That's some very great knowledge shared in the story. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all our beautiful people, and have a great day. I love you, cousin. So we'll have another podcast soon and we'll figure it out. Okay? Have a great day, guys. Bye. Bye. Boop, boop. Share. Thank you to everybody who's here on YouTube. I don't know if you guys even got to hear anything. So, boop.